England have done great. I mean, I always expected them to get out of the group. We have to look at it realistically and think, well, Tunisia are okay, but a team you realistically should beat. Panama, I think the lowest ranked team in the tournament, you expect to beat them. So 2 wins puts you through. So playing against Belgium, you have to write that off really because too many changes to the team. And then the last 16 game, you're thinking playing great, very feisty game. Colombia, doing everything to try and win that game. Some underhand tactics at times, a little bit dirty, and then it goes to penalties. And England are notoriously bad at penalty shootouts. But I think Gareth had worked on the mentality of it. He'd worked on the psychological effects as well as the technical aspects of penalty shootouts, and it paid off. Jordan Henderson missed his, but everybody else scored. And I think it was a huge weight lifted, not just from the team, but for the whole nation, that we can actually win a penalty shootout. So now it's a big test into the quarterfinals against Sweden, who England have never beaten before. I think 3 draws and a loss, I think, in tournament football. And Sweden are a good side. They're well organised. They don't have Zlatan anymore, no superstars, but this is the furthest they've been. And it just goes to show they're a great team coming together. But suddenly now, this is where you start to dream, because if you can beat Sweden, you then face Russia or Croatia. Again, both good teams, but you fancy your chances against those, and then you're into the final, hopefully. So they've done okay up till now. I think getting to the quarterfinals is considered success. Now we just need that little bit of luck to just go that one step further. A new team, effectively, very inexperienced. The team that I played in, Gareth was part of the squad, never played, 50-odd caps. Martin Keown, part of the squad, 50-odd caps, never played. David James, Nigel Martin, Teddy Sheringham, Robbie Fowler hardly played in that tournament. A lot of experience in that team, and we had Beckham, Scholes, Sol Campbell, Rio Ferdinand, Ashley Cole, Michael Owen, Beckham obviously. World-class players at that time, would have probably got in most teams, in club football and in terms of world international football. This team is maybe not quite as strong on paper, but I think what they have got is a youthful exuberance to just go and enjoy themselves, play without fear, and have a go. And at the moment, it's really paying off. The fact that they're playing without pressure, everybody wants them to do well. I think that is a real benefit and something that hasn't happened organically, something that has been created by the FA, by England and by Gareth himself to really try and ease some of that pressure on a very, very young side. Sweden are a good side. They'll be very, very difficult to beat, but I'm hopeful. I mean, I think England go into that just about favourites. They've probably got better goal scorers, more of an attacking threat. 60-40, maybe 65-35 in England's favour. I think the nation and the players will be confident going into that game that they can win it. I'm delighted for Gareth. I think when he first got the job, a lot of people said, he's just an FA yes man. He's just been brought in through the younger age groups just to step in at the last minute. But he's got his own ideas. He's very calculated, very methodical, can be ruthless at times. He's shown that when he dropped Rooney very, very early on, obviously in his tenure. And I think now I'm delighted for him because he's a nice guy. He's an absolute gent. No one has a bad word to say about him. He's very, very humble, very, very down to earth. And as much for the team, I want him to do well as well. Is it coming home? We hope so. I remember standing on the terraces, or sitting on the terraces at Wembley in Euro '96. Probably the last game I watched as a true fan before I became a professional footballer at age 17 at the time. Watching that game against Spain, that went to penalties, and obviously the song then was, it's 30 years of hurt, it's coming home, and all the rest of it, 3 lines on a shirt, and it was amazing for the whole crowd to be singing that. We're a lot further than 30 years on now, but people are still dreaming, people are still hoping. It amazes me how England went into the tournament with the lowest expectations of all time, but now every opportunity they're finding a reason why it's coming home. I saw one yesterday. Andy Murray didn't play tennis at Wimbledon in 1966. He wasn't born, and he's not playing in 2018. So that means it's coming home. There's all these sort of things. Pep Guardiola managed in Spain. Spain won the World Cup. He managed in Germany. Germany won the World Cup. He managed in England. All these things are completely irrelevant But I think the British public, English public especially, are buying into the fact that it's coming home. And I think there's just a willingness that they want the team to do as well as possible. And I think as long as the team put in an awful lot of effort and do the very, very best that they can, I think the nation will accept that. No, I can't. One thing I'm not doing is singing. It's not my forte in the slightest. No chance of that. I'll leave that. If I was in a group of maybe 100 fans, you might see me at the back, but definitely not solo material.